Hey there, welcome. I'm Aundrea Beach-Greco, and I wanted to thank you for joining me. We're going to go through some ways to get you pre-approved and home buyer ready. So you're buying your first home and you're looking for information to make sure that you're buyer ready and you're educated. Well, we're going to talk to you today about buying your first home and how to get there. So buying your first home, there's a lot of components and new terminology that you're going to want to learn, but it is a fulfilling and exciting experience. And once you understand some of the basics and the process, you'll feel more comfortable and at ease. And through this presentation, we're going to hopefully bring you some peace of mind and make sure that you have some information so you can make informed decisions going forward. So there are some advantages of buying a home and being a homeowner. First and foremost is the tax benefits. You know, there are certain things that you can write off on your tax returns, like the mortgage interest, the property taxes, and some other expenses that can offset the tax that you pay against your income, which of course inevitably turns out for most people as a refund. So there are benefits that way. The other benefit is you build wealth. You know, as your property's value appreciates, which means it grows in value and gets higher and higher, the difference between what you borrowed and what the property value is worth is called your equity. And so as you pay down your mortgage and the home builds appreciation in value, you build equity in your property. And most people use that equity far into their future for other things and use it as a stepping stone to buy other properties or do other things in building a portfolio or retirement. So there are some benefits of being a homeowner. Now, some financial stability. Now, again, hopefully as you make more money and your salary rises, your payment stays the same because right now rents are rising. And if you're renting, you don't get to control that payment. So if your landlord says, well, guess what? Next month your payment goes up, you get to pay the new payment. Whereas if you have a mortgage, it stays fixed for the life of the loan. So you get to control that. If you need some additional information, you can always go online to HUD. There's counselors, there is government-sponsored entities and nonprofits that can help you. If you need additional information, of course, the internet is a plethora of information. Not all of it is accurate, so just be careful. But there are places and resources for you. And we hope that you look to us as a resource as well. So let's talk a little about the process. The home buying process, you have to go through a series of steps before you get to the closing table. First one being, of course, getting pre-approved, seeing your buying power, which is collecting all your financials and going over everything with your lender. Then you go house hunting, find that dream house. Then you start the negotiations with the offer and you go into contract, and then you go through the steps through closing. So our first step is collecting your financials. Of course, we've got to see what your credit's like, what your job history, what your income, if you have a down payment, where the down payment's coming from. So we use all of that information to determine your quote buying power. And with your credit score and everything else, it determines your ability to repay, your risk for getting this loan. And then of course, we get you pre-approved. Next, we can evaluate your options. Do you use a direct lender or a mortgage broker? That's up to you. Ultimately, it's about someone that you feel comfortable with. This is the biggest purchase of your life, and you want to make sure that you like the person you're working with. I have over 25 years experience, and I'd be honored to help you with your questions. So neither here nor there. The mortgage professional you select should be able to identify any credit issues, guide you through the process, help you with your loan application, go over all of the fees, step by step from point A to point B, and then help you with that buying power with an affordable home and payment that you are going to be happy with. Of course, we don't want to set you up for failure with a payment that's too expensive, and we want to make sure that you're a successful homeowner, right? And then, of course, they should have the experience to manage and address any issues that might come up. And you got to know your options. They have to help you with that, right? You're a home buyer without any knowledge, so it's their job to help educate you on what your payment will be, the closing costs, how much money you'll need at the closing, whether a fixed loan or an adjustable rate mortgage is better, how many years you're going to pay on this. Most people look at a 30-year term. What is your down payment amount? If there's mortgage insurance and all of the costs involved. Now, of course, we always tell people, please ask questions. Don't be scared. There is no dumb question. And going forward, you're going to hear a lot of terms that we assume sometimes that you know. So please, if it's too overwhelming or you're not sure, please speak up and ask questions. Again, ask a lot of questions, right? Because if your lender hasn't gone over differences in terms, like what's the difference between a 15-year term and a 30-year term? Do you think an interest rate of adjustable mortgage or fixed rate's better? Or what about mortgage insurance? Can I get rid of mortgage insurance? What the heck even is mortgage insurance? Those are just some examples. So now you're into finding your new home. This is usually the fun part, but it can also be stressful depending upon if we're in a buyer's market or a seller's market. But it's important that you keep your priorities intact and point of mind, meaning you have a list. What do I have to have? What do I want to have? And then have a culmination or some kind of list that combines both of them. Maybe you need a certain neighborhood because of the school district. Maybe there's a certain place that fits budgets. Maybe it's bedrooms and bathrooms. Regardless, that's where you start your list and narrow down what you need. And working with a great real estate agent can help you. If you don't have a real estate agent, we can recommend some people for you. Again, you interview them, find someone that you like, make sure they're a full-time realtor, that they're in the business every day and can help you with your questions. They're going to help you with researching homes, finding you your wish list, making sure you're getting on a search, that you get properties shown to you all the time that comes up that meet your requirements. They'll help you with researching the neighborhoods, the crime rates, different things that might be important to you. And then, of course, they're there to help with purchase contract and making the offer and helping with a successful closing. So part of this process includes these. You're going to make the offer on the property. That's where you offer the seller X amount of dollars based upon market value and what you feel the property is worth. The realtor is going to help you with the contract, the closing, the contingencies, meaning there will be inspections to be done, timeframes that you need to meet. You're going to do a home inspection, go over your final settlement statement, which is all of the numbers, and then our closing documents at the very end where you sign a stack of papers. Now the home is yours. Again, my name is Aundrea Beach-Greco. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this has given you a little insight so that you can get buyer ready and buy your first home. Reach out if I can help.